On the D1 Theory Instagram account, I posted a story with the request that you guys send me a couple questions, a couple themes that you'd like to hear about on my YouTube channel. So I took the top 3 questions that I received and I'm going to answer them for you right now. Check it out. The relationship between a quarterback and a receiver needs to be a good relationship. I would say it needs to be something like a combination of bromance and telepathy. You got to, as a quarterback, you got to know what your receiver is doing, what he's thinking, how he works, how he's going to get open, what is he good at, what is he not good at, how is his get off against certain defenders. If somebody's up in his face, is he going to be able to get off that or not? And whether the answer is yes or no, you need to know his strengths and his weaknesses and understand how he's going to win and where you need to deliver the ball at what time. That only comes through hanging out, through practice, through talking. This is a really, I'd say, intense relationship where you got to really understand what the other person is thinking. And as a receiver, again, I'm coming from the quarterback position, but as a receiver, you also have to know the strengths and weaknesses of your quarterback, and you have to develop an element of trust where you trust him or her to get you the ball in a safe situation. You're coming in on a slant, you're going full speed because you know he or she is not going to lay you out to dry, and that's the most important thing. Again, from the quarterback position, it is very, very important to get to know your receivers, not only as players, but also as people. Hang out with them and just work. Get out on the field, throw routes against defenders, talk about it, come up with solutions. And the more you practice, the better chances you're going to have in real, I'd say realistic situations. The more you practice one-on-ones on air against defenders, in team situations, the better chances of success you're going to have in an actual game situation. So the next question is regarding a receiver working against linebackers on crossing routes. For me, as a quarterback, I do not care about your depth. I don't care how many yards you're getting deep on your crossing route. There's different routes where you have a little crosser 5 yards, or you have a drag route, or whatever you want to call it. I'm referring to crossing routes in general, but it comes down to 2 things, right? Or one decision. Is this man coverage or is this zone coverage? And how are you going to react to this? So if it's man coverage, you got to stay on the move. All right. As a quarterback, I need to understand it's man coverage. My receiver needs to understand it's man coverage. You're staying on the move, because if you're stationary, if you try to sit in a zone, there's no zone in man coverage. You're covered theoretically. So you want to stay on the move. If it's zone, you got to sit in the window or in a window, right? You're coming across and you have a crossing pattern. You have a rule in your playbook when you're playing against zone. In a cover 2, you want to sit between the linebackers, hook to curl, middle curl. And you need to understand this within the playbook, and also with your receiver, how he's going to run, or how they are going to run their routes. This is very, very important. So again, I don't really care about your depth. I care about you finding the windows in zone and you staying on the move in man-to-man coverage. The last question we had was regarding a misdirection play. There's a bunch of different examples that I could speak about. One in particular is, say you're in a short field situation where you need to get 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, and you have a toss play that's very effective. You get you guys out on zone blocking your offensive line, and you're able to get to the edge. And you've done that maybe 1 time, 2 times. Or you've done that on film, and teams have seen that, so they're going to react to that, right? They're maybe going to put pressure on the edge, or they're going to have their cornerbacks kind of itching towards the inside to be able to help on an outside run play. Well, what if you were to fake a pitch and come back with a fullback to the other side? This is one example of a misdirection play that's very, very could be very successful. I'll give you an example. Say you're in an I formation and you fake a toss to the right. On the front side, you got a 1, 3, and a 5 technique. On the back side, you only got a 1 and a 5. So you got that space in between where the guard has a little bit of freedom to either block down on the nose, or you can climb to a linebacker, where not only do you have the element of surprise, but you also have a theoretically a mathematically advantage, a mathematical advantage, where you can get your guys, your offensive line, in good positions on a misdirection play. So this is just one example. I mean, you can do this with slots, you can do this with fullbacks, you can do all sorts of different misdirection type plays, but I highly suggest that you do implement 1, 2, 3 misdirection plays within your playbook. You don't have to pull them out every so often during a game, but if you have a couple plays like that you can pull out maybe 1 time a game or 2 times a game, this element of surprise really does wonders against a defense that's not expecting it. So I am a fan of misdirection plays. I don't like trick plays very often, because I think that a team that is sound in their technique and their bread and butter plays, and an occasional trick play is going to be better off than a team that has nothing to resort to other than trick plays, because that means they're not going to be able to win against a strong defense. So I am a big fan of misdirection plays. I like trick plays every once in a while. It's good to practice them and get good at them, so when you have the opportunity to pull them out, you can do that and make a big play. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and it could bring some information to you that maybe you didn't know, or to maybe solidify some thoughts that you have regarding offensive theory or passing the ball, etc. If you like this, give it a thumbs up and share this with people. I'm really trying to get this channel going, and I would really appreciate your help in making that possible. Thanks so much.